My name is Jay Soule. My artist name is Chippewar. I'm a member of the Chippewar, the Thames First Nation. My community is about 20 minutes southwest of London, Ontario. Chippewar is a mashup of the words warrior and Chippewa, and I just kind of slammed them together and made Chippewar. I would say it's pop art indigenized. It's a fusion of growing up in pop culture and television and film and music, and I've kind of taken that and indigenized it. Well, I think it's important because my grandfather fought in Korea, and very similar to other Indigenous veterans who returned home, were made promises by the Canadian government that weren't actually upheld. They were upheld for non-Indigenous soldiers, but weren't upheld for Indigenous soldiers. The idea is that the white of the flag is dripping onto the child, essentially Canada's whitewashing Indigenous children. So I chose to use the whitewash piece as the jumping off point for the We Remember campaign to recognize Indigenous soldiers who have fought on behalf of Canada. I thought that piece was important to use because, like the Indigenous soldiers who were fought for Canada and then returned home, and the promises that were made were broken, this correlation is the same of what's happening today between missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, to child apprehension, to the mass incarceration of Indigenous people in Canadian prisons. All of these things are all happening, and yet they're not talked about. So it's important that we start talking about these, and that this would be perhaps a good jumping off point of recognizing these Indigenous soldiers, but also understanding that we need to remember all of these other issues that are happening still today in Canada.